Okay, I hope this thing's working. Well, hello everybody. My name is Kevin. Hope you enjoy this. This is my Gravekeeper deck. Now, I've been running this deck for about, actually a little bit before the starter deck came out back in 010. And the reason I did is because I always like siding Necro Valley against some players. And it's a good deck. It's still reliable. I play it a lot differently than most people out there do. I run Visionary, and he's the main boss in the deck. And honestly, I think if you're a Gravekeeper player, you need to rethink putting Vision in your deck. This is my first video, so you have to forgive me if I'm not used to this, or the camera's back. I said camel. If the camera angle's bad, I have to work it on a webcam for right now. I don't have a video cam. Internet's hard to do. Use internet. This is the only time I get to do it, so I'll upload as many videos as I can. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, enjoy. If you don't like what I'm talking about, Gravekeepers, just take it. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can have your own prerogative. But just let's get started then. So, the monsters we run, we always, in any Gravekeeper deck, we want to run 3 Spy. You can put, all those shenanigans you can do with her. You can get Recruiter, Descendant. I've even used her to get Assassin sometimes. One thing also you could do too, and I have been doing this, is if you wanted to get a Shockmaster out, you can Spy, special summon any level 4 really, and Shockmaster. Second turn Shockmaster. Not as good as first, like windups, but I'll take what I can get with Gravekeepers. 3 Commandants. Uh, I run this card. I used to run it at 2. I used to run it originally at 3 when we had Royal Tribute at 3, and discard your entire hand. Good day, sir. Let's run you over with 2,000 beat sticks. But I stopped for a while because my deck got kind of thick after that. I didn't know where I was going to go with Gravekeeper, so we put Commandant at 2. And about the turn of this year, about January, I said, let's try it. Let's put it back in. We'll take another Chief out. We'll put Commandant in at 3. And I have to say, my gosh, I mean, I don't rely that much on Necro Rally usually, but it helps a lot. So this deck really doesn't, you don't need Necro Rally to win. I've won without Necro Rally. It sounds stupid, but the deck has got so many, you'll see later. 3 Descendants, in case somebody bottoms lists it, deprisons it. I've had people solemn warning my Spy and Descendant combo. And I'm like, okay, that's 2,000 life points to you, but that was a special summon. Okay, I'll just regular summon something bigger. People are afraid of Descendant, really. Now, this is one that you probably never seen before. 2 Spear. 2 Spear Soldiers. You've probably never seen that before in a Gravekeeper deck. I doubt you have since the beginning. He's a 2,000 beat stick with Piercing, with Necro Rally on the field. He's 2,000. 15 still. I mean, I've beaten people with Marshmallow on the field stalling, just run through them. But he's another reason why he's in the deck, and I'll explain later. 2 Assailants. Switches, monsters. A lot of monsters out there. They may have high attack now and have amazing abilities, but the defense is low if you look at it. So he, with Necro on the field, amazing. This is our compulsory with a defense, so he can still live and we can still sacrifice him or use him for Descendant's effect later on. So just special summon, normal summon Descendant, excuse me. Pop, guard, destroy backfield, because we've already popped. So, I mean, he's 24 defense with Necro Valley. I just love him. The main heart of the deck, I would say, is pretty much the heart. 3 Recruiter. Finally got the 3 Recruiter about 2 years ago. Went to Otakon with my friends. Thank you. Yes, at Otakon, I finally got. I was like, oh my gosh, this Recruiter! I've been looking for one. I brought 2 of them. I only had 1. I knew how good it was. Other monsters I use in the deck. Blackwing Gale has single-handedly won me games. Plus, it gives you the deck tuning power. He's a dark, so with Dark Illusion, which I have in my traps, considering most of my entire deck except Commandant is dark, so he works perfectly. And one little card that I just love It's my pot of avarice, I call it. It's a monster. Crystal Seer. Yes, Crystal Seer, if you know what I'm talking about. Crystal Seer, the girl with the balls. Not the girl with the balls, that just sounds weird now, don't it? Forgive me for my accent, I'm from the country. But Crystal Seer, I've had people just not attack because they think it's a spy or a recruiter. They're just not attack, and then I'll just keep it there defensively and just start attacking with something else. People are really afraid against Gravekeepers on this because they're not, because I run it so differently. Let's go with yeah, we'll save the best for last. Magic cards. This is preference, really. Some of my magic cards would be like, why? I don't run Royal Tribute no more. I find it's more effective in my deck. It's my build. So forgive me if you don't like how I built it. It works for me. It works with my playing style. I built it the way I wanted to. It works for me. I'm not running regular Gravekeepers. One Burden of the Mighty. Yes, exceeds are huge now, but believe me, people still synchro out there. Um, people are still going to synchro all day long. And they're still going to have big monsters out there. I mean, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. What you going to do? 28 beat stick where I can summon dragons back? Make it a little puny? You know, it helps with Gravekeepers. And with the Gravekeeper, with Necro Valley Burden mode, sometimes they don't know what's worse. So they'll just destroy Necro Valley and they still got Burden to deal with, or they'll destroy Burden. A lot of people don't run Heavy Storm not much, I notice, really. Book of Moon, staple. I never really use it to put Spy or Guard down. I usually use it on the offensive, defensive mode in this deck. Because I'll go defensive usually, and then I'll just run at you. Wonder Wand. Perfect equip card for this deck. You get to attack, so you can use it on any monster, really, if you need a boost on attack. Or you can use it with Recruiter and get 3 cards, pretty much. Search for one with Recruiter's effect, and then draw 2. Awesome. Dark Hole. The deck does swarm a little bit, but I like it still. Swords for stalling. Works fine in the deck. If you're about to attack, say somebody you've attacked and they mirror forced you, swords on standby phase 2, not going to take that much damage. Gives you time to rebuild your defenses, do what you want to, draw a couple cards, go at them. Yes, I do that. I used to play, football, so okay. Necro Valley! I got a shiny one. That's the original one. Here, let me show you, buddy. That's the original one that I used to run back in the day in the side deck. People hated me for that. But 3 Necro Valley, you know the deal, what it does. 2 MSTs. Let me get them out. 2 MSTs, 1 is shiny, yes. But 2 MSTs, yes, Descendant does it, but sometimes we need a little bit more because we don't want heavy. And finally, I have to admit, this card is awesome with the way I play this deck, and just good for Gravekeepers overall. 2 Steely. Gravekeeper Steel. I call it Steely. Because I just recycle. Recycling's good. It's good for the planet. It's good for us. So why not do it? Track cards quickly. I know I'm wasting your time here, so please forgive me. Magical Cylinder. Awesome card. Has single-handedly won many duels throughout the years, and it's awesome in this deck. Torrential Tribune. Against those swarms. 6 Sams, our evil arch enemy. Works beautiful with. Especially if you got Recruit on the field, don't feel afraid to activate it. Really don't. Scrappy. I know it says Scrap Eye and Scarecrow. You know this card. I call it Scrappy. Don't ask me why, I just do. But I love it in this deck. It's just preference really with traps with me. Yes, it's a 45 card deck, but it searches so well and draws them pretty good. I always get the stuff I need. 2 Rider Spirits. Awesome. Can revive your big monsters like Visionary, which is one of the main guys in this deck. It's a dual component, I would say, this deck. We have Visionary. And we can run anything over. Usually you can and then you get Descendants. The Descendant, what Descendant does, So you have 2 components in the deck. I would say, and if one doesn't work, the other one will. Always, 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 always does. Never has failed me. Double Meal Force helps the deck out amazingly. This card was in the starter box, and I put it in there, and I put in some other decks now. Metal Reflected Slime. I got the hollow one finally, but free. But works very well in this deck. Big defensive monster. Hard to get over. Dark Illusion. I don't care if you whatever Gravekeeper deck you need to run. You need, or even if you're wanting, I think Prophecies are all dark. I'm not sure exactly. I don't run it. One of my friends does, but not me. My friend will. But very good card in any. Think about it. It's a very good tech card, and it can. Let me read it for you. Negate the activation of a spell, trap, or effect monster's effect that targets a face-up dark monster and destroy that card. Yeah, that can destroy a pretty big monster too. It tries to pop it. And finally, Magician's Circle. And the reason why we run Magician's Circle is because of this man. 2 Visionaries. Now, you may be like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid. You're not running normal Gravekeepers. What the fuck? It's the way I like to run it. And it works for me, and it's really never lost. In my school, I topped 5. And there's a lot of duelists at my school, a lot. And I mean, I went and beat 3 hero decks, and I beat some good hero decks too. And so I was, and this guy won me the duels. He is the MVP of my deck. Visionary. Take a look, baby. I'm sorry if the lights. Fix that. I'll fix it in the next video, I guess. But Visionary, awesome. And that's why we run Magical Circle. Visionary is boss because, excuse me, the reason Visionary is a boss is because if you have a Gravekeeper in your hand, that's why we run Spear. That's why we need 2 Assailants, so you can either use their effect or use it as discarding fodder. Fodder, yes I did, because he just gets more powerful. I've run over Obelisk with that card. I've run over Slifer with that card. I've run over a lot of powerful cards and just big attack, and it works. Just discard and Visionary. Usually, when you want to summon him, though, I would always say this. I'm going to look at the camera. You always want to try to have at least 1 Gravekeeper of any type, even if it's a commandment, in your hand. That's why Steely's awesome. And 1 Chief in case Descendant dies. So that is my duel deck. My favorite deck, really. So I'm sorry if, like I said before, this is my first video. I hope you liked it. I'm going to upload some more. I have a lot of decks. I have 10 decks in all that I run. But I hope you like it. Also the extra deck. I don't really have an extra deck with Gravekeepers, but Maestroke. Yes, he said Maestroke. Ha 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 ha. And Utopia Way. Utopia Way. Because there's so many printed we don't want no more. So, I hope you like my video. Subscribe, please. I will try to upload as many as I can throughout the weeks and months coming. But like the video, please, and please subscribe, and I hope you like my video. Good day, all.